over the past couple of days, you have probably seen some terrifying headlines concerning inflation. Inflation climbs higher than expected in June. Inflation concerns many retirees worried about running out of money. European stocks are slightly lower as investors digest inflation data. Many worrying headlines are plastered all over the place, and they are rightfully so, because this is a big problem, and in my opinion, it's only going to get worse. The Fed can't stop this. They are trying to put plasters on the wound, but it will not work for long. If you want some proof of that, I have a link down in the description to an interview with a businessman and investor who runs an hedge fund and all sorts of things. He expects a really huge market crash. I don't think it will be as bad as he puts it, but I still think it's definitely good to see both perspectives. Someone who really believes there's going to be a lot of inflation, and the Fed who's trying to calm everyone down. So let's get into the topic of today's video, which is how do I protect myself against inflation, where I don't have to sell everything and just buy pure gold, basically. You still want to have your stocks, but maybe you should look into some other areas of the stock market. Well, if you're worrying about your portfolio not dealing too well with inflation, well, then let me give you a couple things to look out for in some stocks. So first of all, the thing that you probably already know, the most boring one of them all, gold. Buying gold in times of inflation has always been a solution. It still is today. Or buying gold mining companies that have a lot of gold reserves. They have a lot of gold and alloys stored. So when inflation rises and gold prices, silver prices rises, then they can sell all these reserves and get a lot of cash. And that is of course great if you're owning into a gold or silver mining company of some sort. But there is another way. A more fun way, let me put it that way. You just have to look at companies that sell a good or service that they can easily increase prices on. The words I'm saying are just like they came out of Warren Buffett's mouth. He has said this multiple times. In times of inflation, you have to find some great value companies, some companies that can easily increase their prices to deal with inflation. For example, Coca-Cola. Okay. Well, suddenly sugar, or what they put in their drink, got more expensive, one of their ingredients, because of inflation. It climbed 5%, let's say that. Well, then they up their prices on their Coca-Cola cans 5%. Boom, no big deal. Inflation has been dealt with and you can move on. Companies like this will often be the stocks that people flood towards in times of inflation. For one, you get the advantage that inflation is not going to be a problem for you if you invest in a company that in a value stock that can easily increase their prices. And if other investors start flocking towards that stock, or actually also asset, because the same thing goes for gold, investors start buying gold, of course, in times of inflation. So that is exactly the same thing. And the thing is, you want to be one of the first movers. You don't want to get in when inflation is extremely high, and you might think that right now inflation is extremely high. But if you watch that interview, I will link down in the description. It's pretty long. You don't have to watch it all the way to get an idea of this really knowledgeable investor. And he has some great arguments. I can't remember all of them right now. But even though you don't stand on his side 100%, and you also have your own opinion, make your own opinion, right? But inflation can definitely go much beyond this. And in my opinion, and I think pretty much at this point everyone's opinion, it's not going to be short-term inflation as we thought it were going to be. It's going to be more than we thought, and that is why I think right now is a great time to start, because then you get in and get a cheaper price than all of the others that are going to start buying these assets later. Companies which success is kind of predicted to be in the future, like tech companies and renewable energy companies like that, are the ones that are going to be suffering from this. I've still got companies in the renewable energy sector, and I haven't just sold them off because they are in another country. Right now, where the main problem is in the United States. They have been doing all this crazy money printing, and other countries have done the same, but not to the extent that that America has done it. So look towards diversifying into other parts of the world, maybe Asia, emerging markets over there. They're really interesting. I really believe that they will go up a lot in the future. Yeah, diversify into other parts of the world, buy value stocks which can easily increase their prices, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You should now have everything that you need to know, and if this in any way helps you out with not losing your money to the son of a beep inflation, then please like the video. It really helps me out, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.